Hi guys, welcome back. It's Alan here. So you're probably going to be wondering where's this is left of center. Why is this on the channel? You know, you've got 70s and 60s and 80s and great rock, and suddenly you come out with this. Well, the channel is my musical journey. I'm exploring new songs, and I'm also looking back what songs formed my journey in life and my musical journey. This is 1980 from a band that was formed in 1977. It's a classic song. We all know it. So why are they going to butcher it? This is part of exploring that. It's just a whole little mini story, a little segment. I hope you guys find it interesting. I am going to still look at the song and as I remember it and talk about it. That's it, guys. This is the Angelic Upstarts from 1980, UK band. Sort of sub-genre of punk. Yeah, even though they were formed in 77. Classic opening. You can hear the punk influence. You can hear all the bands that were going around with that unique sound. Stiff were a bit tighter than that. The Clash, you had Splodge, you had all sorts of bands. And each one of them in their own way has had a part to play in my musical journey because that's what was influencing culture in the UK. This is 1980. This is a band formed in 77 from my hometown. Original lead singer was Thomas Mensforth. And they've been described by UK magazines and critics as sort of really strong political band, very influential in the genre. Everyone said they knew him because he's from my hometown. I didn't know him. He was older than me. But there was a buzz around in 1980. I was 15. And why would this song catch my ear at 15? It was number 65 in the UK charts, but it was getting radio play. It was getting airplay. People were talking about it. People had been talking about the band. They'd had, I think the first album was Teenage Warning. I think I'm an Upstart. Leave Me Alone was a double A side. I'm an Upstart's a pretty good track. But when you listen to the song's opening beginning, it's really talking about existential dread of growing up with nothing, having no direction, no meaning, trapped in a place that's going to offer you nothing. And your identity is you're beautiful, but you've got to get out of here. But at 18, at 15 in 1980, I was beginning to get a sense of, oh, God, the world's approaching fast, and I'm not sure if I'm ready. On reflection, that's how I know I was thinking. At the time, it was either pure panic or pure focus. I can't remember which. So this song, when I go back to 1980 and listen to songs from that, this was one of them that did it tap into, possibly? Was it a number of tracks that were tapping into that dread that was coming in my brain that I was going to be leaving education? There was no college for me. Didn't have that. There was no opportunity for college. Not really. Marine college, probably. Apprenticeships. Ugh. But we'll get into that. But you can hear that. It's a great opening. The bass line's solid. You hear the guitar come in, ding, that mini riff. He's singing, but it's shouty, so it's an appeal. It's not butchering anything. He's staying true to the song. Yeah, this is The Animals, one of the most influential songs of rock and roll at the time. Yeah. That's really about the father figure as a sign of sort of labour exploitation. Yeah, it's true. My dad would tell me about the job he was doing was horrible, and he never wanted any of us to do what he'd done, and we didn't. Because he was brutally honest. It was dangerous. It was unrewarding, but that's what he had to do. You know, now there'll be the purists out there go, yeah, you've got to go and work. Yeah, you do have to work. I accept that. That landscape's going to change in the next 20 years. But I was, all of these realities, all this existential dread or existential thoughts, pressures were coming on to me at 15. And suddenly I wasn't able to say I was only 14, you know, and I could go and play football. I could still do those things. But I knew fast coming was you leaving school. And there was no cruelty. You either got a job or you got out of the house. I don't know whether he would have done that. But that was what I believed, that if I didn't work and wasn't contributing and wasn't developing myself, there was no place in that dynamic for me. Whether that was real was never tested. And this song, it exemplifies that, but it's the lesson learned from the two generations. My father's generation was absolutely different group during the war. And this band's tapping into what influenced them to capture that moment. And it wasn't a zeitgeist moment, it was a reality in the UK. It was horrendous here in 80. It just was. Massive unemployment, lack of opportunities. Shit, sound familiar, guys? But a good song nonetheless. And this band's doing it fine. They're not butchering it. The music's good. Yeah. And that's that kind of football-y chant. I can still hear the Animals in my head, guys. I really can. But they're just applying a slightly different way of presenting the song, but staying true to the ethos of the song without butchering it. Some Animals fans, you can rightly say, "Good, get off, Alan, this is ridiculous. They're killing it." That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to compare. I'm trying to say, were they trying to butcher it? Was this an anti-Animal song? No. They've taken the song's ethos and the lyrics and said, we agree. I remember being at the clubs 15, the boys would be pogo into this. I wasn't. But you can just hear it's an anthemic song for disaffection. I don't mean it scaled the heights of international recognition and propelled the band into the new level of fame. I don't think they ever wanted that. I'm not sure, I can't speak for them, but it doesn't appear that way. But you can feel how it would get to you. Who was there in 1980? What were you listening to, guys? Maybe they were Marxist ideologically driven. I don't know, and I kind of don't care. It could tap into that. But when I look back now at the grand old age of old, I see what it was doing to me. This song in particular didn't shape me. That era shaped me, and lots of different musical influences shaped me. But I do remember hearing this vividly. Little bluesy. See, that electric there gives you that despair that's built within the song. So I actually, looking back, it's actually big shout out, big credit to them because they're not killing this at all. There's an explanation, the inflection in the voice on do. It's like do. It's so good. It's so true to what the message they were conveying within their own musical genre that I can't argue with it. I don't want to criticize it. I just want to remember why I liked it at the time and what my life was about at the time and my musical journey. And it's not the only track. There are countless tracks, but it's one of them. That genre is one of them. Good. It's on point. It's a reminder to me. Some tracks aren't going to stick around in my memory forever, but I've been wanting to get back to this band. Not because they're from my hometown. That's coincidental. I heard it on the radio. I liked it. Guys, tell me. You old punks out there. Is it punk female? But I don't know. Jesus. So, yeah, that was 1980. That was the Angelic Upstarts. That was a cover of The Animals We Gotta Get Out of This Place. That's part of my musical journey. At least it's one small layer in many hundreds and thousands of bricks. Yeah, I liked it, guys. Join in. Tell me what you think.